When I pull up, got my swag on 10. I can see you mad cause she at it again. And when I pull up, you know I'm gon' be shining. You know they gon' be hating cause they know I'm on my grind. And when I pull up, I walk in with a mean switch, talking with an attitude. They say that I'm a mean bitch. I pull up, you already know the deal. I got it on me, so you better be still now. Who's that talking that nasty shit? Miss Peaches, one nasty bitch. Who that keep 'em grooving to them nasty grooves? Get on the floor, I wanna see your body moving. And who them niggas hopping out them fancy cars? You see them hats, so you know who we are. And who can keep 'em grooving to them nasty jams? They know my name, ain't gotta tell them who I am. When I pull up, suggest you keep it moving. I ain't with the extras and ain't got no time to prove it. When I pull up, I like to keep it bullshit. Like to keep them looking, got them hooked like it's a movie. When I pull up, yeah, we at the bar. Yeah, we popping bottles and yeah, they know who we are. When I pull up, you already know the deal. I got it on me, so you better be still now. Who's that talking that nasty shit? Miss Peaches, one nasty bitch. Who that keep 'em grooving to them nasty grooves? Get on the floor, I wanna see your body moving. And who them niggas hopping out them fancy cars? You see them hats, so you know who we are. And who can keep 'em grooving to them nasty jams? They know my name, ain't gotta tell them who I am. When I pull up, when I pull up, when I pull up, they know my name, ain't gotta tell them who I am now.
Hey, Malik, and you are tuned into Malik's Truth Radio Show, where here you will be inspired, you will be motivated to change and to move into your destiny. I thank God first and foremost always for giving me the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to espouse to you words and nuggets that's going to inspire you to get to a better place in your life, even on today, because tomorrow's not promised. So the rest of this day and each and every moment for the rest of this day, I pray that something that is said on this show tonight moves you to your greatness and into your destiny. Amen. I thank God for natrail.com and our brother Ja for creating this platform, BU Radio, for Alex for always doing a fantastic job engineering, and for all of my radio host colleagues, especially the one that just got off just a few minutes ago. Let me tell you, Shannon the Queen, that's spelled Daqueen. And this is a very, very funny sister, but a lot of times you think just because people making you laugh that they can't make you think. The sister is one that can make you laugh and make you think, such as the show that she just did. It was so enthralling that I was just rushing to call in because I just had to put my 2 cents in. You know, Malik Truth always trying to put his 2 cents in. But I just want to let you guys know, before I go any further, if you have not gotten your copy of this wonderful piece of literature right here, The Design Dating Purpose, it is changing lives across the country. If you have issues in your relationship, especially if it's a romantic relationship, and there's some things underneath your iceberg, meaning in your life that you haven't quite yet figured out that causes you to act the way you act, this book will help you uncover those things. If you are having issues trying to find out exactly those red flags in that individual's life that you're with and how to approach them with it, this book will give you guideposts on how to do so. Let's take this journey of the design dating purpose together. I have a few other radio host colleagues that I always like to pay homage to, and that's going to be Amber Jones, which we call Coach Amber, and John Kirk Kirkley, which we call Life Coach Kirk. And of course, we cannot forget about Mika Mo of EOP and our sister Wong of the Wong channel. And there's so many others. And Alex also has his own show as well. So, and that is called, oh my God, oh my God, Alex, I apologize for not remembering, but Alex also has a show that comes on as well. So I want you guys to tune into that. I believe it comes on tomorrow evening. And I cannot go forward without giving shots out to my sister, your sister, Miss Gracie Love of the Euphoria Show on Hot 97.5, owned by our sister E. Carice, who is an up-and-coming entrepreneur. And I tell you, it's always good to see our sisters doing things. And there are things that happen in women's lives that pushes them to the forefront. And a lot of times when they dream and have these different visions of what they want to do, there are times when they align themselves with the wrong partner, and that partner doesn't quite understand the value of their vision. And my only suggestion is to keep moving, sisters, in your vision, because as you move in your vision, eventually they will see the greatness of that vision. But you got to be consistent and intentional every day, and don't push it on them, ladies. Your line of defense to get him to understand what your vision is to just do. Go out there and be great. And that's what I want to encourage y'all to do. I have a very, very special guest on the show that I'm going to bring in just a moment. But I just want to say again to the men out there, men, love your woman. You don't have to love her vision, because guess what? The vision wasn't given to you to love. The vision was given to her to produce, to birth and produce it, and then expand it into what God has for her. So again, you don't have to love your woman's vision, because it's not for you to love. Love her enough to not do anything or say anything negative towards that vision. And ladies, when it does come up, you just continue to love him and to show him and continue to speak life into him. I know it can be hard sometimes, because when you got a brother that's not in your corner, you don't think he loves you. You got a brother who's speaking negative, you don't think he loves you. Well, maybe he's speaking negative out of fears. Most of the time we handle a lot of things based off of fear. So in what the Bible say, that we were not given a spirit, of fear, but of a sound mind, and strength and love. So your job is to be strong in the vision, ladies, that God gave you. Be humble and level enough to love him through his foolishness, because eventually he will see what God gave you. And usually, unfortunate ladies, is usually through the monetary things. Once he sees the money start rolling in from that vision, then he actually starts to believe it, because basically there is still a fear there. If it fails, then what am I going to do? Am I going to be stuck with all the bills? Well, yeah, initially you should have been paying the bills in the first place. What's all this let's go half shit? You know what I'm saying? Dude, take care of everything. She is supposed to be your backbone. She's supposed to be the support there, not your entire spine. So go ahead and knock the bills out, bro. Hey, all this half shit, baby. You got half your rent? Baby, you got your... No. That's bullshit. Knock your stuff out and know that when you're lacking, you have a woman that can pull up to the front. I love what Tabitha Brown did with her husband. I think my guest and I spoke of this last night. And Tabitha Brown has shown the world what it is like to be a Proverbs 31 woman. And because it says that the woman, will go out into the marketplace, and that the woman can go out and be her husband's stronghold. So when that occurs, and when that occurred materialistically with Tabitha and Chance's life, Tabitha said, baby, I am making 4 times as much as your salary. And I know you have a dangerous job. And I've been up with you nights where you've complained. I've been up with you nights where you told me that you're not loving this anymore. But now that we are in a position, not I, Chance, my love, is what Tabitha said to him. Now that we are in a position, I would like to remove you from that job you so dislike. And I would like for you and love to see you now move and maneuver into the destiny in which God gave you those visions and dreams. I appreciate everything you've done for me, Chance. I appreciate everything you've done for your daughters, Chance, us as a family, Chance. But now it is your time to go fly. And that's what it's all about, folks. It's about supporting, being that helpmeet that God created us to be for one for the other. And I'm going to bring my guest in now. And this sister, she is a woman of God. She speaks the truth as the word is given to her. She prophesies and speaks life into people's lives. And she's also an entrepreneur where she speaks life by her intentions daily of being a good steward of the vision that God gave her. So I want to welcome all of you to our sister, Revelation.
Amen. Hey, everyone. I am Revelation, the Revelation. I was born to win, and so are you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Malik.
You
Thank
are welcome, sister.
Thank you, everyone, for inviting me. This is a true blessing.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, we spoke for almost 2 hours last night, and it was a tremendous conversation. And you gave me some information about you and your background, but I want you to first tell the people who you were before you became Revelation. Where do you hail out of?
Well, I came from, the background basically of growing up in the hood. I grew up in South Central LA.
Ooh,
Woo.
how to survive in South Central, a place where pulling the. Okay, what? Go ahead now.
Yes, and I grew up, on the east side of South Central LA off of Slauson and like 55th Street.
Slauson Swap Meet.
Yes,
What?
and Hooper, the Hooper Avenue.
Yes.
Hooper, yes, all up in
We
there.
ain't going to throw them signs
yes,
up, though.
No, we're not going to do that today. No, but I grew up in South Central LA, and my grandmother basically was an entrepreneur. She was an entrepreneur in the neighborhood. So she would actually do hair. She was a homemaker. She did real estate. She did perfumes, which I am into. And she also was a churchgoer. So that's where I got that from.
Come on, somebody.
She would pray over me when I was a little girl. So I remember going to church at 5 years old.
Right.
Watching the choir rock, okay? Not knowing that I was going to grow up and be that person in the choirs, be that person to, convey lyrics, to recite lyrics, to rap, to sing, to save souls for Jesus Christ through the music.
Come on now.
And it has been a journey, let me tell you.
Come on. Come on. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
God.
In the church, from church to wherever.
Yes. Well, I would say from the streets to the church, and then from the church back to the streets, and back to secular. And, doing secular music and secular rap and just being out there, and then being a stripper in the club and going through so much in that environment. But God had a plan for me.
Come on, somebody.
And so, like I said, my grandmother was this entrepreneur. She was the one who basically had instilled strength and resilience in me at a young age. So as I grew up, and I started, getting on my own, because, when you get 18, you think you're grown. So
come on now.
You think you're going to do your own thing. And you will get a testimony, because it's some things out there that if you're not ready for, you're not going to be able to survive. And I could hear my grandmother's voice, even though I was in the atmosphere of the strip club. I can hear her saying, you have a calling upon your life. God is going to use you for his glory in the midst of me shaking it on stage.
Come on now.
God.
Dropping it like it was
my
hot.
Goodness, like it was hot.
And God had a flame waiting for you.
Oh, my goodness. He had a whole plan waiting for me. Let me tell you.
Now.
Being in that industry, in that environment, it really did teach me a lot about people, about men, about women, about your friends, about everything. It taught me a lot being in that industry. As I was in the industry, I was very gifted. I was always very gifted in dancing. I was always very gifted in singing. I was always very gifted in reciting lyrics, always very gifted. Now, me and my sister, her name was Goldie, I was Champagne, we were dance partners on stage.
All right.
So what we would do is we would come out in these pinstripe suits. We would have on these hats. We would have on, we would be dressed like Al Capone. So we come out in these suits. We would give them a full show. We rapping and singing and moving and all that. Then we strip. And I'm telling you, we did not have to go out with anyone. We didn't have to turn any tricks, none of that, because we was getting it on the stage. Okay. So because of our gifts in dancing and being able to move, in such a way of power, we were able to collect a lot of money on stage. And I'm talking about hefty bags, okay?
I feel you.
But I still heard the Holy Spirit say, girl,
get off that pole. Get off that pole.
Get off that pole. Because a pole is not your destination, okay?
Right. Come on, somebody.
One night, my sister and I, we were in the club, and this was the worst night of our life. This was on a Monday.
Right.
And a guy came in, Malik, he thought that, hey, I just got out of jail and I need a little something. So are you guys available?
Right.
And we're like, oh, no, sir, we don't do that. We are entertainers.
Exactly.
This is entertainment. Do you want a show? You want a lap dance? What?
Right.
And the guy was like, no, I want you to go home with me and da-da-da-da.
What?
So they start arguing back and forth. So my sister, she was really like just playing out with what she wanted to say. Very blunt. She'll tell you how it is and how it's going to be.
Right.
And this is what's going to happen and what's not going to happen, okay?
Right, yes.
So they began to argue back and forth. So I went over and I was like, gentlemen, I was like, can you calm down, please? Because you hollering and screaming. And, the music is up, but you can still hear him hollering and screaming.
Right.
The next thing you know, when I went over to him, he pushed me.
What?
So when he pushed me, I had a drink in my hand. Now, the customer said the reason why I got hit in the face with a bottle is because I tried to throw my drink on him. It happened so fast. I was under the bar, between the chair and the bar.
What?
And I was bleeding. Next thing you know, I thought I got shot. So I began to get up and run, because the first thing that you do is when you get shot or you see blood,
you run.
You panic. You run. And so I began to run. I ran right into the clothes lady. Her name was Irma. And she began to scream. So they began to throw ice on me, juice, water, because I was actually leaving here.
Right.
I was actually leaving my body, but I was praying. I was drunk at the same time, and I was praying. I was like, God, I'm not ready to leave yet. If you give me another opportunity to get my life together, I'm going to come out of this.
Right.
And so they rushed me to Gardena Memorial. The doctor says she is a miracle. Oh, my God, because all this opened up. My face.
So that bottle, he hit you with a bottle like that?
A beer bottle.
What?
Yes. That's why they took the beer bottles out of the Barbie Coast and out of the First King in Los Angeles, California, and they made everything plastic.
Right.
But I was the one who got severely cut. So all this, for about a year, I was unrecognizable.
Wow.
Nobody knew me. My face was out to here. I had plastic surgery twice. This was supposed to be a glass eye. I went through
and
several
they saved your eye.
CAT scans.
Wow.
Yes, but
Look
God saved my
Look at God.
eye.
Look at God.
Because I went through several CAT scans. I went through several tests because it missed my brain by that much. So I was on my way out of here.
Wow.
And after that, the Holy Spirit began to tell me, it's time for you to come back to me. It's time for you to come back. You were raised in church. You know what you're supposed to be doing. It's time for you to come out of the industry.
Right.
So what happened was I stayed in it. Now, my sister, what really got me out, she died in a car accident. So
Sorry to hear that.
she passed, and
When
after
was
that,
this?
that was in '93.
93.
Her name was Goldie, and she passed away in a car accident.
Mm.
So after that, I knew that now it's time for me to make a serious transition, a serious
Right.
change. I gotta change my life.
Right.
I was supposed to be in that car with her, and by the grace of God, I wasn't in that car. Praise God.
Yes.
So
Now, did you go through what they call survivor's guilt, like when you knew you were supposed
Yeah.
to be there?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, thank
went
you
through
for
all
that,
that.
Bella. Bella Ann Marie says, sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much. Yes, it has, you know, you never know what someone is feeling when they lose someone that's close to them.
Oh, yes. That's
Like
right.
that close. We were dance partners on stage. We were rap artists. We went everywhere. We did shows together. And for her to be taken away from me was
Yeah.
very, 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 very traumatizing. And also her, being strong, and she was so vibrant and beautiful. And
Right.
actually, me and her, we resemble, each other alike a lot. But from all that and everything I went through, God had purpose and destiny.
Yes.
After
Yes.
all that I went through, he still had purpose and destiny. So as time began to go on and I began to heal,
Right.
the Lord began to really talk to me about the
Yes.
foundation of what I was in. And see, when you look for love in all the wrong places, you will end up anywhere when you look for love in all the wrong places.
Now, you were married once.
Yeah. Well, I've been married a couple of times. I'm not ashamed to say.
So when you say
Oh my God.
looking for love in all the wrong places, were both or those marriages those wrong places? Or would you say one of them was kind of a saving grace?
I would say one of them was a saving grace, because the reason why I was not in that car is because my first boyfriend, when I was 14, had came back to the club to look for me.
Right.
So that's why I wasn't in the car.
Right.
I was supposed to be in the car, but he came to look for me to see if we can work things out. So that's how come I wasn't in
Right.
the vehicle.
And
Yeah.
how old were you at that time?
I was, at that time, well, when I met him, I was 14. When I
Right.
was dancing in the club, I started at 17 and a half.
17 and a half.
And I wasn't supposed to be in there. Oops.
But that was all that cornbread that made you all developed and say, yeah, we can go ahead and let her in a year early.
Yes, I did look
Right.
mature for my age,
Right.
okay?
Right.
No, but yeah. After, like I said, going through the whole episode of, being in the club for those years.
Right.
And then after, going through me, being hit like I was with that
Right.
bottle, and then losing my sister, everything was so traumatizing
Right.
and escalated. So I knew that I needed God, and I
Yes.
knew that I had to make the U-turn. And I did, and I'm happy that I did.
That's beautiful.
I'm happy that I did.
And when you made that, and first of all, I just want to thank Bella and Marie for tuning in, as well
Thank
as
you.
Tara Brandon. Thank you
you.
for tuning in, y'all. Hope something is being said that's going to encourage you, make you think. Now through this interim, when your sister died and going through all those changes, all this is a lot of tragedy and trauma, and a lot of people turn towards vices in order to cure those traumas or to forget about those things. Did you have those vices that you used to help you to numb the pain?
Yeah, I began to drink very heavy.
Okay.
Dark liquor, Patron.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of shots, marijuana, but I never went to the hard drugs.
Right.
Like I never went to the cocaine.
Right.
I never went to the needle, praise God. I never
yes.
went to Sherm.
Oh.
I never went to the hard drugs. I
Yeah,
never
you
went
know
to
Sherm
pills.
was popular back
Oh,
then
yeah.
in the 90s.
I wasn't trying to do that because I was too cute to be out there taking my clothes off, okay, running.
He said, I'm
Running.
too cute to be a Sherm head.
Right. I'm too cute for that.
Right. I feel you on that.
Oh,
that.
my
So
goodness.
your first marriage, or any of your marriages, were there any abuse, whether verbal or physical, that existed in any of those marriages?
Yes, I've been through all the abuses. I can say that I've been through verbal abuse, physical abuse. I've been through emotional abuse.
Right.
I've been through spiritual abuse. I've been through financial abuse. I've been through all the abuses. Jesus.
Right.
And I am a miracle today that
Come
I'm
on now.
still here. Because
Won't he do it?
oh my goodness.
Won't he
Yes,
do
he
it?
will. He will. He will. He will come through and he will show up and he will show out. And through everything that I have went through, amen, I just say thank you, God, for it, because what he did was he made me resilient and stronger so that I can be a testimony to tell other women
Yes.
what I made it through.
Yeah, come on now.
Me, you can make it through too.
Yes.
God will be there for you no matter what. And after going through all those abuses, I was trying to figure out what was going on. So the thing is, I never knew who my father was. So by me not having a relationship with daddy,
Right.
it was hard for me to get in a relationship where a man could show me how I should be treated because daddy wasn't there.
Come on, you better talk about
Come
that
on.
one.
So all
Yeah.
you women out there that have babies by men and you're not connected to them, please don't take that child away from them,
Yeah, come on now.
because that child will grow up and get abused. Because I'm going to tell you this, and it's true. You can believe me or not. When a boy or a man sees that a little girl or a woman does not have, or, you know, a woman, period, does not have a father figure around her, she's prey. So what's going to happen is when he meets her and she doesn't have any protection, she doesn't have anybody guarding her, she doesn't have anybody there to show her
like
how
that.
she
That's
should
good.
be.
That's good word.
She doesn't have any kind of direction. She doesn't have any kind of wisdom. She doesn't have charisma. She doesn't know
Yes.
how to be a lady. Why? Because daddy, the one who God sent to help bring her into
Come
the
on now.
world,
Mm-hmm.
is not there.
I ain't there.
So there's no protection. So your little girl or you will get ate up.
Yeah.
Oh,
either
my God.
he's absent by choice or absent by revenge.
My God.
You know,
My
the woman
God.
don't want him around because she can't have him, so the kids can't have him either.
Right.
Or he just chose not to be around because he can't have the woman.
Mm-hmm.
And those are some very serious situations. And I even when I teach the relationship, as a relationship coach, I let people know that our backgrounds have a lot to do with how we engage as adults.
It's true.
Because if we're missing, or if we were missing something from our childhood, we're going to seek that somewhere else.
So
and
true.
and it doesn't always have to come in a healthy fashion. So she is right, folks. Women, stop doing that. Connect your children with their fathers. Fathers, if you're single, connect the children with the mother. You know, and most of the times when the father gets the kids, the mother's just utterly jacked up. Usually, when that happens, you know, and it's not 100%, but it's very high when the father gets the kids, the mom's is just jacked up. But just because she's jacked up, monitor her when she's at those points, so that you can bring the children around her. You know what I'm saying? And women, just because he don't want you no more, stop bringing your hate into the kids' lives. Bring him or her around their father. They need them. We need each other. That's what God gave mom and dad. Your job is not to do it all alone. His job is not to do it all alone. You gotta do it together. So, Revelation, when you were married, let's talk about one of those marriages where you were married for quite a long time. What was it, like 11 years or something like that?
Yes, 11 years.
11 years. And that was the one that caught my attention, because it was when you were in the midst of your entrepreneurial vision. Tell us about that story.
Yes. Well, that story is so horrific, and just that was a way out. Whole thing that I went through. Oh,
Right.
my goodness. That was very, very, very hard to digest and swallow, because, you know, when you get into a marriage, you get into the marriage for a long term. You get into the marriage for love. You get into the marriage to be best friends. You get into the marriage to stay together. You don't get into the marriage to turn against each other. You don't get into the marriage to compete against each other.
Right,
you don't get into the marriage to dog each other out.
Come on
You don't
now.
get
She's
into the
speaking.
marriage to
Yes.
start committing adultery. You don't get
Yes.
into the marriage to break your mate down.
That's right.
So
Come on
what
now.
happens is,
Come on.
at first, when you meet someone, everything is, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Then, about 6 months go by to a year,
Right.
then you're going to find out who you're really married to.
Right.
And
Right.
you're going to be like, oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Which is why I talk about the discovery process during
Oh,
the
my
dating
God.
process. Yes, it's,
Oh, my
it's very
God.
important. So,
Yes.
so that demon shows itself early rather than later. So now, when did you first start making your products, and when did you marry this this gentleman?
I thought you was going to say Joker. Okay.
I was about to say asshole, but
Right, that part. No. I've been making products basically. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 11 years old. At 5 years old, like I said, I watched my grandmother, and she was a real entrepreneur. And I mean, she was always in the paint. So I grew up watching her be successful, watching her elevate, watching her soar, in the marketplace. And that's where I got that from. So at 11 years old, I started selling like candy and hot dogs and cakes. And I used to work for Organo Gold. I was their reps. I used to work for ACN. At about 16, I created a marketing pitch for a company in the Wilshire area, and it was for a home improvement company. Now, mind you, I was this skinny. I was in the middle of the floor, running the whole floor, okay?
Right.
At 16, and created this marketing pitch that went into booths that actually opened the door for all of the home improvement company's team to come in and to remodel the home, to restucco the house on the outside, to remodel the flooring, to basically rebuild the home. And this marketing pitch would actually give people a chance to pay monthly payments because they were on low income.
Right, okay.
So because they heard that low income, it made them say, okay, yes, I want to do it because my roof is leaking. All the rain is coming in here. So when I knew,
and we love a payment plan.
Okay, and we love a payment plan. Okay, tell us we can get a bargain or a payment plan. We can hurry up and do that.
Like how much I'm gonna put on it?
Yes. And so the business though was so lucrative for me because at around 16, I was making about $500 a week.
Wow, at 16.
And I was still in school.
Right.
And I said, wait a minute, I'm gifted in this.
Right.
Marketing, advertising, promotions. This is me. Not knowing that I had something very, very great and grand. So they became rich. They were an Iranian family. Rafi and his family became rich off of that pitch. And believe it or not, they still using it. They retweaked it a little bit.
Right.
But their family, and generations has been eating off of this pitch, okay?
Wow.
And
okay, so now my question is what did Revelation get out of this? Is Revelation, come on now.
Yes. Well, what I got out of it is that now I make my own products. So
there you go.
Going through, all of that of working for the other multi-level marketing companies, I end up creating all of my own products.
I see.
So I make perfumes, colognes, body oils. I make soaps, African shea butter creams. I make air fresheners, which are diverse.
Right.
So they're different colors, different scents with different labels. I design everything. And one bottle of this air freshener, let me show you guys this. One bottle of this, it lasts 2 to 4 months.
Wow.
So you can spray this in your car, your bathroom, your
and
home.
It's going to last like that.
Or you can use it as a burning oil.
Right.
Now, it turns into a burning oil.
Right.
So that's what makes this product different from all the other products that's on the market. That's what makes it different, is that it turns into an oil burner. Different colors, different scents, and they're beautiful.
Now, being such an outgoing individual and the strong entrepreneur that you are, if your mate isn't motivated to do anything else but get up in the morning and work for somebody else, how did that feather with your husband that wasn't really with you?
Well, I think he began to become very uneasy and very uncomfortable.
Right.
Because, once you start, climbing up the ladder, and once, people recognize you, and then you start getting all this attention, the person can become intimidated or inferior, or they can feel less than.
Right.
And I was never trying to make him feel that way.
Right.
It was just that his own strength, he couldn't handle what I was doing, or he couldn't handle the elevation,
Right.
or he couldn't
Yeah.
handle the woman of God who God made me be, right?
Come on now.
But he said he could.
Right.
See, that's what people do. When they see you on the outside, they see something you want. Oh, I can handle it. I can everything is I can do it. But then when they get inside of it, and then they see how everything is operating, and then they see how you're gifted and you're talented, and they see that you're anointed and you're appointed, and the
Come on,
devil's
somebody.
disappointed.
Come on now.
Then they can't handle you.
Yeah.
So they begin to compete with you. And
Yes.
then let me tell you something.
Yes.
Whoever cannot handle you,
Tell
they will
'em.
tear you down
Come on now.
to zero.
That's Malik's
know.
truth. Come on now.
'Cause
Only
I've
on
been
Malik's
through it,
truth.
Okay?
And as he began to tear you down, what was some of the actions that he did to tear you down?
Well, one, he made an agreement basically when we came to the state. We came from California together, and I had struggled with him. I had strived with him. I had
Right.
invested in him, and I buried his mother. His mother passed away. I buried his mother. I am a ride or die type of person.
now.
If I'm for you, I'm for you. I don't play no games. I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to have you thinking this and that and the other. I'm real. I keep it 100.
All right. Y'all hear that, man?
I keep it 100.
You got to come correct, though. If you're
Okay.
going to come at him, man, you got to come correct,
on.
though. And now, when he did all of this, you were at a point where you had a lot of business deals going on. You were getting your stuff in gas stations and getting other contracts and deals. But then something really happened where he kind of found someone else and was trying to push you away. What happened with that?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes men think, okay, well, shoot, I had you for a long time. You getting old now. I'm finna go get me another Bentley.
Uh-oh. Come on now.
Because after the years go by, I'm about to trade you in, sister. But what they
What?
don't know is the trade in, they not going to get what they thought they was finna get.
Right.
So what he did was he went and started being friends with this young lady.
An
And
emphasis on young, right?
yeah. And he had the nerves to tell me about it.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Oh, we just friends. Oh, I go over her house.
What?
I dance. She cooks food for me. We're just friends. No,
What?
y'all drinking buddies too, okay? And y'all sex partners, brother. Keep it 100.
Wait,
You know
wait, hold
what
on.
I'm
What man, what idiot gonna have the nerve to do that with a friend before y'all got married, but
Right.
developed a friendship and got the audacity, baby, this is my friend. What?
Yeah.
Man, let me go boil some hot grease.
Look, the police is coming. That's why I had to
You
go.
know? Now through all
Oh
of
my
this,
God.
he decided to be with this woman, right?
Yeah, he decided, because you know how we as women, we can feel. We can feel when our mate or our loved one or our
I've been told
husband
that.
or our spouse, we can feel when they're cheating.
Mhm.
We can feel when they're with somebody else. Those feelings are true and they're real. And that is God warning us, like, this person is cheating on you. Your husband is not right. Your
Right.
wife is not right. And God don't bless no mess.
Come on
I
now.
kept wondering, why am I getting hit? I'm not doing nothing but trying to do right. Lord, I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm giving. I'm
Right.
trying to be submissive. I'm working with this man. I invested in him. I give him everything I have.
Right.
I've given him my everything, down to my credit, down to nothing.
Yes.
Why am I getting hit? I was getting hit because he was out of principle and out of order.
Out of pocket,
He
totally
was
out of pocket. Totally out
and
of
so
pocket.
his whooping became my whooping. So everything that I was trying to do, it was getting taken away. I
Like-
was losing
wow.
everything.
Wow.
Out of 11
Jonah.
years, I end up with nothing.
Wow.
Out of 11. Because he wasn't doing right.
Right.
And see, God is omniscient. He sees everything. He never sleeps nor slumbers. So he sees everything. He knows what we're doing. Marriage is no joke.
Come on, it's a
If
respected
you
institution.
are going to get married, you cannot act like you're two. You cannot be immature. Marriage is not for babies. You have to be mature. You have to know what you want. You can't be double-minded. You want to be married one day, but then you want to have a chick on the side or a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the down low.
Wow, she
all
said
that.
a chick or a boyfriend. Wow.
Come on, man. Let's keep it
say
100.
that. You better say
and what's
that.
happening, too, and I'm going to keep it 100 and real. A lot of people have been through so much abuse. They run and they go get married. Some of them people have been molested. Some of them are gay.
Yes.
And they've never got any healing or help.
Come
so
on
guess
now.
what they do? They run and go get married
Yeah. To
somebody else to cover up when they know that they have these things and they have these emotions and that deep down inside they're gay.
And what do we call that last night when we was talking what's underneath the iceberg, right?
Right.
What's underneath all these traumas and pains that's underneath your iceberg that are hidden, and all we see is the tip. So everything that drives a person is underneath.
Right.
Everything that drives a person. Now, to fast forward, you and I shared something in kind. Okay, so when this asshole decided that he wanted to be with this woman,
Oh my God.
this young woman, and throw his gift, to the curb, what did he do?
Man, it was all bad. So we celebrated our 11th year anniversary on Juneteenth, which was June 19th of 2020. The next month, he put all my stuff in the living room. He broke down the bed. He put all my clothes in a box. He took all the food out the refrigerator. I'm going to keep it 100. He took all the food out the refrigerator, out the cabinets, okay? And I'm like, wow, this brother was moving fast. He already made up his mind. And then on top of it, the brother never bought me a real diamond ring. I never got the carats out of 11 years.
Wow.
So I was dealing with zirconium. The ring turned black.
Wow.
I took it off and put it in the cabinet, okay?
Wow.
I'm like, Lord, I know this can't be real. This can't be true. So the brother actually did all this stuff because he already had his plan on what he was going to do. He already knew out of 11 years, although we celebrated, we had so much fun. He took me to eat. We had fun, gifts, roses, all that the next month. Now, that's how people get hurt.
Real hurt.
That's how people lose their mind.
Lose their life.
Their life. Because you cannot play with nobody like that. 11 years, you throw them away like they're a piece of paper. You never gave them anything. No alimony, no support.
Right.
You didn't even, oh my God, Jesus. I was homeless 6 months sleeping in a rental car because my car got repoed.
Wow, he kicked you out.
Kicked me out.
Man.
Okay? And got him somebody else that he did not know. And when he did all this stuff, I kept it pushing. I kept it pushing. I'm going to keep it 100. Because when you show me who you are, I'm going to believe you.
Come on now.
Ladies and gentlemen, when someone shows you who they are, believe them.
How did Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Yeah, but that's it. And you became homeless, but out of that tragedy came some triumph.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that triumph when we come back. We're going to take a short break in about 30 seconds. But when we were talking last night, you guys, I had revealed to her when I was in Florida, I had a really bad relationship demise, and I ended up homeless for several months as well. And, I was telling her, how I was, how I took baths and made sure that I was clean and ready for work. And she described, her situations. I was like, yeah, I would take showers at, at the park bathroom or at McDonald's, at
Starbucks.
Piggly Wiggly's, anywhere we could go to wash our ass to be ready for the next day. Because being homeless doesn't mean you got to walk around without not washing your ass. Because we was homeless, not mentally ill, but still homelessness still has a mental health component, because you have to actually fix your mind for that condition. And then once you come out of it, that's where the triumph comes. Which is why I called this show From Tragedy to Triumph. And when we come back, we're going to show you some of her triumphs. So go ahead and stay tuned in. Misty, thank you so much for your support. Alex, we're going to go on a quick break, and we're going to come back.
When I pull up, got my swag on 10. I can see you mad, but she at it again. And when I pull up, you know I'm gon' be shining. You know they gon' be hating, cause they know I'm on my grind. And when I pull up, I walk in with a mean switch, talking with an attitude. They say that I'm a mean bitch. I pull up, you already know the deal. I got it on me, so you better be still now. Who's that talking that nasty shit? Miss Peaches, one nasty bitch. Who that keep 'em grooving to them nasty grooves? Get on the floor, I wanna see your body moving. And who them niggas hopping out them fancy cars? You see them hats, so you know who we are. And who can keep 'em grooving to them nasty jams? They know my name, ain't gotta tell them who I am. When I pull up, suggest you keep it moving. I ain't with the extras and ain't got no time to prove it. When I pull up, I like to keep it bullshit. Like to keep them looking, got them booked like it's a movie. When I pull up, yeah, we at the bar. Yeah, we popping bottles and yeah, they know who we are. When I pull up, you already know the deal. I got it on me, so you better be still now. Who's that talking that nasty shit? Miss Peaches, one nasty bitch. Who that keep 'em grooving to them nasty grooves? Get on the floor, I wanna see your body moving. And who them niggas hopping out them fancy cars? You see them hats, so you know who we are. And who can keep 'em grooving to them nasty jams? They know my name, ain't gotta tell them who I am. When I pull up, when I pull up, when I pull up, they know my name, ain't gotta tell them who I am now.
Hey, once again, you are tuned in, and those who are coming back to the show, we are talking about triumph to tragedy, and I have with me my guest, our sister Leela Rell, aka Revelation. She is a woman of God. She is a motivational speaker and an entrepreneur. And earlier we were just talking about her life, how she grew up, what she grew up witnessing with her grandmother, and how that influenced her and impacted her life positively, and to awaken the entrepreneur that's inside of her. We discussed how she became an entrepreneur at 11, how she became a stripper at 17, how she lost her sister and got terribly injured. But all of that tragedy in her life still didn't wake her up until she got woken up. When she got married, she had a husband who just was good for the little while, but then in the long run, he began to show the colors. And she ended up homeless, but she never gave up on her vision. And that's what's most important, is when tragedy comes, you may have lost so much, but you can never and never will lose the vision and the gift that God gave you. Earlier, she had mentioned Maya Angelou's quote, "When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time." In my book, The Design, Date, and Purpose, I have a chapter that's called Understand Them, and it's entitled Getting to Know Them. And it says, this process is truly ongoing and starts at the point of interest, to introduction, to the exchange of information, to the contact, to the first meeting, to what may turn into a first date, a second date, or a third date, to a commitment to share more time together, to courting, to marriage, and throughout your life together. Therefore, the process of getting to know someone is really until death do you part, because you never really stop learning about that person. Now, when I talk about getting to know someone in the dating process, there is a section in the book that specifically is geared towards dating process and how to find out certain things about an individual, because we know that underneath an individual is their true self. But their true self is buried under so many life circumstances.
So true.
So we need to get to understand that. Now, on the break, you were talking about, how past traumas can cause different things in an individual, and how a lot of folks use marriage as a cover-up. Go ahead and tell them about that.
Yes, it's so true. So, a lot of people, they use marriage as a cover-up when they know themselves better than anyone else. They know that maybe they were touched when they were little. Maybe they were raped when they were a little boy or little girl. Maybe, something happened to them and they're traumatized. So they get into a relationship and they're trying to work things out with this person, but they're not healed. They're not delivered. They have all these issues going on. They have all these past traumas going on. So now they're going to come into your life and they're going to demolish it. They're going to demolish it. Why? Because they have not gotten over what has happened to them when they were 2. What happened to them when they were raped? What happened to them when their uncle touched them and they were a male figure? What happened to them when their auntie slept with them and they were a female? What happened to them when their father raped them? What happened?
Yeah.
Then they grow up and they try to get in these relationships and cover up to get married. But what happens is it does not work.
That's right.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because if you don't let go and let God, and I was just telling Malik, if you don't fully get healed, if you don't fully get delivered, if you don't fully let go and let God, if you don't fully get into that word for real, and if you don't fully get them demons off of you, you're going to repeat the same thing that your uncle, cousin, friend, whoever did to you, to somebody else.
And they what's that saying that hurt people hurt people?
Hurt people hurt people. And it's so true. And that's what's going on in a lot of different people's lives right now. It's a cycle, and it needs to be broken. Hurt people hurt people. God has sent you a blessing. But if you're not ready, you're not going to receive that blessing.
Exactly.
You're going to hurt that blessing.
That's right.
And then you're going to miss the blessing.
And they need to learn. And they need to learn how to receive that blessing and respect that blessing. Because I think one of the hardest things is for us to get to know ourselves. Because knowing ourselves is not a pretty picture. And again, there's a chapter in my book called "The Understand You," Getting to Know You. I say we seek to know many things about another person, all the while forgetting about the main subject in a dating scenario, which is ourselves. Getting to know ourselves isn't always a journey we are prepared to embark upon, because in the midst of discovery, we will encounter details about our lives that we've missed or swept under the rug because the pain was or is still too much to bear. And we have to learn how to gear ourselves up to uncover these hurt areas in our lives, these broken areas in our lives, these traumatized areas in our lives, so that we can begin to heal, because that's the only way we're going to begin to heal, is that we face those things. Now, when you got out of that marriage, you got out of homelessness, your products began to flourish, because as Jonah did, like Jonah was the cause of the ship and the storms coming. So he said he said, you throw me overboard, all of this is going to end. So when God threw you into the belly of life by yourself without this man, your products begin to flourish. So go ahead and introduce your products to the viewers, please.
Yes, and so again, I'm going to show you this product. So this product, basically, it has barcodes with it. And it's comparable to scent bomb, except for you can spray it in your car, bathroom, home, or use it as a burning oil. So that's why I call it the 4-in-1. This is strawberries, cherries, and mango. This is Success 2. There's Success 1 with coconut, mango, lime. I have over 32 colors and scents. Now, in the stores, like the Arco gas stations, the 76 gas station, on Vegas Drive, right there in MLK, you can find them there. And also at 300 Westlake Mead, Mr. G's Arco. I'm in the Baker Arco. I am in the California Arco, the Carson area Arco, Albertoni. Also, Simply Wholesome. I'm in there in California, but I'm so behind on that order. But the owner still wants to receive the products.
Wow.
So these products now are in high demand.
They're flying off, y'all.
They are flying off. They're in high demand. People want them. I'm so behind in my orders, but God is going to give me the power, the strength to get mass production.
Come on, somebody.
I believe that Walmart, Victoria's Secret, I believe that is going to happen. I believe that Bath and Body Works, I believe for mass production that this is going to happen and take off. Now, one of these bottles lasts 2 to 4 months. Could you imagine that? 2 to 4 months. Now, I have one coming out called the Weed Saver, right? That one I'm sold out. One spray will take the ticket away. That's going to be my marketing pitch for that. One spray will take the ticket away. Also, look for the T-shirt that's coming with that. And it's also going to come with the CBD oil infused African shea butter cream. This here, it heals the body. If you have any pain, in your hands, you have any pain, your feet, in your elbows, in your knees, your neck, this one right here, you would want. It has 100% African shea butter in it, imported from Africa, jojoba oil, skin extracts. It's all organic, and it is loaded, and this works.
And guess what, sister? Yes. I think you got a call to somebody inquiring about your product. Go ahead, caller.
What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
What's going on?
Natrell, what's going on, sir?
Hey, I had to call in. Man. I'm a personal fan of those scents.
Okay, now.
You know what I'm saying? We actually use the scents right there at BU Network.
Yes.
I wanted to let everybody know that if they're interested in testing out those scents and they want to make some purchases, we are down to sell those scents right there out of BU Network.
Come on now.
Yeah,
yes. See that? BU Network is more than a network. We are family here, and we are a group of professionals that support one another and others. Come on. Go ahead, Natrell.
Yes, thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
Just
man.
wanted to say to Revelation and keep up the good work. Also to you, Malik, man, you have some of the greatest guests and some of the greatest shows.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all keep up the good work.
Thank you for
man.
the opportunity.
And, anybody interested in any of those scents, or if they just want to stop through BU Network to smell some, to see which ones they want to get, pick up, she's going to be leaving some scents there at BU Network.
Yes.
And we are more than happy to get you what you need.
Yes, indeed.
And man.
Yes.
Keep up the good work, y'all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
we are running out of time, you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, Revelation, to give them every piece of information in which they can reach you to reach your products.
All right. And so, too, you can reach me on Instagram at Laurelle. That's LeLaurellE. You can also reach me on Facebook. That's LeLaurelle. The products, basically, you can inbox me for them. The products are all natural. They're organic. And like I said, different colors, different scents. Diverse scents, labels, they're beautiful, and you can reach me through social media for now. Also, I am working on branding everything because I'm Revelation in music, I'm Revelation in ministry, and I'm Revelation as an entrepreneur. So I will be branding. You'll see me on social media. You'll see me doing commercials on branding my lines.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm so excited because I know that I have something genuine. I know that I have something unique. And I know that I have something that's going all over the world because God gave it to me.
And that's what
so
I'm
grateful.
talking about. And you guys already know how you can get with me. And what I like to do all the time, you guys know Malik Truth is a supporter. I'm a supporter because we all we got.
Yes.
And if we can learn to support one another, we can be a self-sustaining community, one at a time. So the design, date, and purpose, I'm going to gift this to my sister. And what we're going to do is we're going to do old school bartering.
Thank you.
Old school bartering. So she's going to give me some product, and I'm going to give her this wonderful literary journey. And let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and show them.
Thank you. How we do it over here?
How we do
let's try this because you said you didn't want that one. So let's go for that one.
Yes.
Thank you. Woo, I'm I'm so excited.
Look at that, y'all.
The Design Dating Purpose.
Look
Now,
at that,
this
y'all.
is a book that everyone will want to get. And I believe that we need to have this book so we can really understand what we are getting into when we meet someone. We should date them first, for sure. And we shouldn't rush. We should slow down and really
Yes.
check out who we're being connected to, especially if you're talking about marrying this person. You're talking about I do until you die. So you need to date 1st, and you need to understand what God will want you to do as
Yes.
far as picking the right mate. I think this book is beautiful.
Thank
As
you,
a matter
sister.
of fact,
Thank you,
I will
sister.
go ahead and endorse this book. My
Thank
brother
you.
Malik, this is beautiful.
Thank
and this
you.
is loaded with wisdom and power. So I would
Yes.
advise you guys to get it.
Amen.
out.
Thank you. And again, to all of my listeners and viewers, you could have been anywhere else from 7 to 8, or on the East Coast from 10 to 11, but you decided to hang out with your brother just for a little while. Thank you for hanging out with me. Go get your products. Go see Layla Rel. Friend her. Go see her on IG as well, Layla Rel, and that's Ellie, then Laurelle. Go check her out. And then Bella, you make sure you contact her. I'll give her your contact information as well, and she will show you how to get your products in stores as well. Help one, each one, reach one, each one, teach one. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters and others, for tuning in for the nuggets that I have given you. I hope you put them in your pocket. Good night, and God bless.
God bless. Thank you, guys. Love you.
When I pull up, got my swag on 10. I can see you mad, but she at it again. And when I pull up, you know I'm gon' be shining. You know they gon' be hating, cause they know I'm on my grind. And when I pull up, I walk in with a mean switch, talking with an attitude. They say that I'm a mean bitch. I pull up, you already know the deal. I got it on me, so you better be still now. Who's that talking that nasty shit? Miss Peach is one nasty bitch. Who that keep 'em grooving to them nasty grooves? Get on the floor, I wanna see your body moving. And who them niggas hopping out them fancy cars? You see them hats, so you know who we are. And who can keep 'em grooving to them nasty jams? They know my name, ain't gotta tell them who I am. When I pull up, suggest you keep it moving. I ain't with the extras and ain't got no time to prove it. When I pull up, I like to keep it